Lily's Friend Project. It's Lily's Friend Project. It's Lily's Friend Project.
Hi! I'm back with the Lily Friend Project, talk show edition. I didn't want to leave you out in the cold while we work on season 2, so until then, we're recording monthly talk shows featuring long-form interviews with a variety of guests. We're also kind of playing around with being a little more experimental and casual. My first guest is psychic, healer, writer, paintress, sculptress, all-around amazing person and witch, Ren Legusamo. Ren and I, we met during a friend interview when I first started the project, and you can hear her in episode 5 of season 1 of the Lily Friend Project. I invited her back on because we've developed quite the friendship, and I just wanted to talk with her. She's got so much to say. In our chat, we talk a lot about our friendship origin story, creative projects, and we answer 2 audience questions. I love Ren, and I know you will too. I hope you enjoy.
Wow! Woo! Welcome everyone to... Sorry, I just ate like a gummy shark. Like right at the end of the theme song. Really good idea. But welcome back to the Lily Friend Project.
Thank you for having me.
This is my guest, Ren. This is the first talk show episode we're doing. Today we have Ren, special guest, who I met on the first season. A really special girl. Well, how are you today, Ren?
It feels so good. So for everyone to know, like, it's January 2nd. So, it's been like really like the whole last bit of December is always like running. And now I'm like, oh, I'm here, 2026. And just, feeling honored to be here to record this. I feel like I'm very aligned with your project and I'm one of the friends. So excited to be here today.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing good. We just set up all of the technical things and I feel like I'm at my very max limit as like a I hit my threshold, I think, as like a technical audio visual operator. I'm terrified my mic's about to die. But I'm feeling also really good. I'm so happy you're here and we're doing this together.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be so fun.
Yeah, and we're problem solvers. So if the mic dies, we'll be back, guys. Don't worry.
You're not going to keep us down. I somehow managed to record like 20 plus interviews before, and only one interview was like unsalvageable audio wise, but that's because the person was like going like this.
Rubbing it?
Yeah, like literally with their hand rubbing the mic.
Yeah.
And part of me feels like he was like doing that because he didn't actually want.
He wanted to ruin it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thought that. I mean, I think he was like very nervous about like the whole thing. So, which I get,
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of shows out there, I think, where it's like built on like making the people that are participating like look bad.
Yeah, or funny. And sometimes people don't want to look funny. They want to be very serious.
Yeah.
That's not me though.
You don't mind looking
I don't mind.
funny? I don't either. I don't either. But I think it's when it's like you look stupid or you're like actually participating with your full heart and then someone's kind of using that against you is kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, they probably didn't know you well, so.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard to trust sometimes.
Even me for the Friend Project, for a while, I was thinking of doing like a persona or like a character when I interviewed people. But then when I like got to my first interview and like someone came, I was like totally disarmed.
Aww.
Like I was just like, there's no way. Like this person woke up early on Saturday
Yeah.
for me, and they're like here, and they gave me so much of themselves,
Right.
and they're giving me even more. Like
Yeah.
how can I turn around and like be weird to them?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're a sensitive human being, and that definitely comes true, and all of like your interactions
Aw.
are like really honest. So
Thanks.
I totally get it. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you could also be funny, I guess.
Yeah.
As like the more like people get to know you, and like yeah, it just gets deeper and deeper into like the complex being that you are. And I feel
Aw.
like a lot of people are like that actually.
I
but-
think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some people are more guarded. I see you as a person like not as like guarded and like protected. You're like
I'm
I'm
not.
here.
I know.
Hello.
I feel like you have a good mix.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like you are extremely sensitive, and
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that don't know, Ren is actually a witch, like certified.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's actually something I'm always intrigued by you with. Is like I feel like sometimes you'll get really strong downloads about things, and that must be very intense. Just walking through the world,
Yes.
kind of like.
And I'm still working on it. So I'm like a very intuitive, in tune with like the spirit world person. And I live in New York City, which is like super insane because like I gotta take the subway every day. And like I definitely am working on like my guards and protections and like energetic boundaries. So sometimes I might come up as like very like strong, but it's just because I'm like pushing my energy outside to just kind of sense what's like good or what can be a little bit taxing on my energy, because then I like, if I have a very intense social interaction or like a very intense place where I don't know a lot of people and it's like there's a lot of energies going through the room, I might like just be at home for like a whole week just feeling like the weight of it. So yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm definitely not there yet. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I kind of wanted to just ask you questions about what the experience was like from your side of like, what was it kind of like, you know? Like you found this random questionnaire on Instagram one night and you filled it out really late at night. You said when we first, it's so funny because I've gone over the first time we talked so many times for the podcast to like figure out where it would fit in something, or you know what I mean, just edit it, or
Yeah.
then when I cut the episode, just listening back over and over to like see if we could cut it even more. So it's like this weird experience of like having the first time you spoke to one of your good friends recorded.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have any other friend who has had the same experience. And like, yeah.
Of course not. Yeah.
You guys having more interviews today? Or?
Yeah,
Nice.
and you're the first one.
Okay.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Is
course.
this working now? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We're locked and loaded. I just ask a couple questions to everyone just to kind of start.
Okay.
Okay, so what is your name?
My name is Renata and I go for Ren.
Great. Where did you find the questionnaire?
I think I saw an Instagram post.
I mean, it was a very in-depth. I guess when you first meet a person, you don't get to ask all of those questions, and it's more of like, you know, superficial things. You might get a little yummy, like information from them at first, but not like everything. Whereas like I found the podcast, it was midnight. I was in my like deep scrolling era and I knew I had to like sleep already, and I just came across this 8-ball post of like a friend application, and I was like, damn, I was feeling like super lonely at the time because I wasn't like vibing anymore with the friend group that I had. I just went through like a huge loss in my life, and I was like, I need to like redo my life completely. And then I was like, friend application, okay, I'm just gonna see this because this seems like fun, but also like super weird, and like I'm into those type of things. So like the friend questionnaire, I started like really putting myself there. Like it was so like I don't know, almost as if it was like amplifying my soul into like this unknown, because I didn't know Lily, I didn't know anything like about the project or anything, and I was just like, I'm just gonna give it a try, and it's midnight, and this is like, yeah. So I went on and I filled out so many questions, and they were more telling of who Lily was, and like I kind of like started feeling the type of person I was gonna like be interviewing for, which was kind of funny. And yeah, and then you hit me up after like a couple of weeks, and you were like, you've been selected, and I was like, woo! Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting that you felt like the questionnaire like said something about me, and you felt my personality through it. Like, can you say more?
Absolutely.
Was that like in?
I want to remember the question. It was probably on like, how do you feel about Billie Eilish, or I don't know if it was Billie Eilish or Taylor Swift, but I was like,
Billie Eilish,
okay, this is a tricky one, but because what if she loves them and she's like looking for a friend who can like sing like the songs in like this crazy way? And I was like, no, it's like this is, how can a person who's doing like how many questions were there?
Like 40
question questionnaire of like, be so specific as about these. And I was like, I'm honestly just gonna say I don't fully listen to them, and I don't really care about them, which is the reality. I mean, now I went back in and listened to like some of the like hits of Billie Eilish, and I was like, okay, this is really well produced, and it's like, yeah, but that was not the vibes. So then I was like, you definitely don't like them. Like, you're not like the type of person who's like showering and listening to them. Like, yeah, that's what it came true. And then other questions too, like just the way your curiosity about somebody that wasn't of like, what's your job, or what's your favorite food. It was more like the intricacy of the question of like, what type of, I don't know, I think it was a snack would you be, or like what type of snack would you have. It was like, I don't know, like the only one you could have. I'm trying to like just rephrase what it was, because I don't remember. It's been quite a while. But yeah, they were very like specific, and I kind of like it was fun. I was like, this is really nice. I'm gonna like really think about it. Yeah. So I ended up like going to sleep at probably like 2 a.m. and I was just like these on like, yeah, I just thought I was like really crazy for doing that too. But then yeah, now we're like super good friends.
Yeah, we hang out like a lot. It's amazing. I feel like it developed really naturally too, but that's so interesting to hear, because that was kind of my intention, where I was like, I was like trying to ask questions where it would like belie someone's thought process, or like what kinds of things they're looking at or doing or influenced by. Like like I have a question about feminism. Like that's what do you think about feminism? How did you come to that conclusion? And that was really interesting because I think that it just belied a lot about someone, like where they derive their like opinion about feminism, you know? And I feel like that's like a good telling. Like,
what type of person are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you in your journey too?
Yeah,
it's like,
totally. Wow. I mean, it's so funny too, because when we're out and about and people ask us how we met, I like explain the story.
Everybody loves it.
I know, everybody loves it. It's like such a
it's like
thing.
A friend application, and then I'm like, and I got the job.
I know. It's so sweet. I feel like you love like talking about it too.
Yeah, because it's unique. I love that.
I know. It's really special, and it's really crazy to think how random it is. But then at the same time, I think it's really random how you meet anyone.
Yeah, I think it was meant to be. Yeah,
I do.
There's
too.
some connections that I have in my life where I feel like this is really weird, and I don't really know why we gotta be connected, but I guess I'm like rolling with it. But I feel like the connection I have with you is not like that. It's almost as if like, I don't know, it feels like I'm hanging out with family. Like, and I'm with you and with RJ, it's like, I'm just cozy. Like, I can just be myself. And
that's how I feel too. And I feel like there's an energetic thing. Like, even when we're texting, I feel like you just like get the vibes, you know? You know what I mean? Like making plans or something is really quite easy. Like I feel like we come to things in a really similar way, Which is kind of interesting because
Yeah.
we kind of grew up in different cultures when
Yeah.
you think about it, but it kind of seems actually quite similar
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of like, yeah, we're like kind of sensitive. We're kind of like fed up of like just doing the classic, I don't know, just like get together of like, we're going to a bar and we're gonna go to like drink and I don't know. And we kind of have more wholesome like get togethers. And yeah, not everybody is into that, by the way. Like I still have a lot of friends who are like, we're meeting like in Brooklyn at like 9 p.m. and then I don't know, like it's just too much sometimes.
I know. I know. I feel like we do like very grown lady things.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna collage and have some Earl Grey.
Yeah,
hot
exactly.
chocolate.
Yeah, it's really it is so nice. I think that was also like an intention I had with the friend project is like having friends that don't just want to go to a bar or go to a restaurant and get drunk or something.
Yeah.
And just have like other activities that we do together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like the medium of the project was easier to like kind of be more intentional with like how we spend time together too in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I felt like there were some people that I met through the Friend Project who like I really liked and wanted to be friends with, but then there felt like this weird shift between like they would be like, oh, I really want to be your friend, and they like applied and they were like, yeah, let's be friends, and then the second that I was like, okay, like let's be friends, like you're my friend now, they almost were like, it felt like they were weirded out by the whole thing, and they like were kind of like, oh wait, do I even want to be your friend?
Like, do we have to hang out and like?
Well, no, it was more like they were like so focused on applying to be my friend that they didn't even think about if they wanted to be my friend.
Damn, I feel like it is like that when you're applying for a job. Like
Yeah.
that tends to happen a lot. When like people over obsess of like, I'm just sending these 100 applications, and then when they get it, it's like, I don't know if I want this.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, but with you, I never felt that. But I think
Yeah.
that we had like a I felt like a connection.
Yes,
So like, yeah, that,
definitely a connection.
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Have you gone back to Ecuador since then?
Yes, yes. I have my papers now, so I can go whenever I want. I went last year and it was really dope. I
That's
did so
cool.
many things. Yes.
What did you do?
I stayed there for a month,
Wow.
and
nice.
I went to the ocean. I went to the Amazon. I just ate a lot.
Yeah, Ecuador is in a really great place in
Yes.
South America.
Yes, perfect for food and weather, and yeah, it's really fun. I
So-
love it.
But your life is really like here. Do you think?
Yes, it's here. Because Ecuador is so much fun that so much fun is dangerous all the
It's
time.
like too fun.
It's like, yeah, I was partying every day, and it was just like I need to like center and do and create stuff. Like I can't just be having fun all the time.
It's interesting because in your interview too, you spoke a lot about Ecuador and like the differences within friendship and community dynamics about Ecuador and how like fun. You said Ecuador was so fun, like too much fun.
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
interview.
yeah.
And that in the U.S. there's like a more isolated experience that we cultivate here. Yeah, I just kind of wanted you to talk more about that too, because if you don't know, Ren is from Ecuador.
Yeah, born and raised in Ecuador.
Woo!
I moved here when I was 21, which was like the best age to move to New York City. Hands down, one of the best decisions of my life. I definitely miss Ecuador and Quito a lot. I feel like I had a big friendship groups, like and not only one, but just many. And like my city is like the capital, so it's like there's a lot of vitality and like events and cultural things happening. But like it's a lot. So I was going out a lot and just like socializing, and like I was basically just living through that. And like I was of course 21, living in my mom's house. It was just really fun, and like I came here with the same idea that I was gonna have something similar going on. But then like I realized that people here were more into like I want to have a career, and I like, which I value too. Like that's one of the reasons why I ended up staying. But also like friend groups are not as like common, like a big thing. Like that's like the whole like force that's driving your life, like because that's how it was in Ecuador. And like when I came here, it was more of like there's a schedule that I have, and I might fill you in this day or that other day. It wasn't like we're gonna hang out for 4 days in a row, a group, like big group of like just kids going around and like going to different cities and like just like getting drunk and then like, and yeah, I mean like drugs, everything is like super common there. Mm-hmm. Whereas here is like it's a little bit more expensive. People have more commitments. People already had established friendship groups, so it was like harder to break into those. Like, oh my God. Yeah. So that's why like the main differences of like socializing and like getting new friends.
Yeah. It sounds like the collective is more important than individual friendships.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean it's very common in Ecuador. Like my experience is like we already have friends from high school, and then other friends know each other, and we're hanging out in like other people's houses a lot. Mm-hmm. So it's like the friend group starts expanding, and then it's almost as if like it's your second family, which I feel like it's very common in like, I've even seen those cases happening here, but like in Ecuador, because I was born and raised there, that was much more easier for me to have than like to just come in here at 21 and trying to like infiltrate a group of friends. So that was kind of harder. And then also like when I came here, my English was like developed on like a 5%. Like I knew basic things. So like people already got my accent, and like there's something I think in like the subconscious mind that when somebody detects an accent, they feel like this person is not going to stay here their whole lives, and they're like temporary people. So people tend to not open up as much, and like not everyone, but a lot of people I perceive, because they think I'm like just here for a brief moment of my life. They don't really want to invest themselves into me because they feel like I might go and now we're just, the time and the friendship is just not there anymore.
Yeah, you actually spoke quite a lot about that too in your original interview. I also think though, like, people are weird about the like accents generally in the US. I think in New York City it's a little different because it's kind of an international city, but like growing up, my mother's partner had an accent, and he's like extremely educated and smart, and he's amazing, but I felt like people like treated him like he was like stupid or something.
Oh yes.
You know, because he
that
just
happens.
had an accent. It's so stupid.
Yeah, that happens a lot. But honestly, for me at this point, because I've been here for like 10 years already, so for me that's just like almost like I detect that vibe from somebody, and I'm like, okay, so you're probably not that cool. Because if you're thinking of people like you're like grading somebody's like smartness based on their accent, then that's like just really dumb. And something funny that happens with like language switching too is that I definitely create like a different persona. Like my English persona is slightly different from the Spanish one, which is really funny. And like I've started to like recognize who is who, because now I have a lot of friends that are speaking Spanish right now in New York City. So I'm able to have that switch, and I'm like, oh wow. Yeah, the Ren in English is definitely more serious and strategic, because like at the end of the day, I'm still translating as I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, how did you say that? Yeah, but then in Spanish is more like outgoing and like kind of like crazy, kind of like a lot of jokes.
Just let it fly. You don't even have to think about what you're about to say. You just kind of go for it. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I feel like we have such deep talks about everything, and it like when I think about how during those talks you're like translating yourself, I'm like, what the hell? That is amazing. Like, damn, I don't think I could. I've never gotten there in a language, so big ups. In your original interview too, you spoke about this film you're making about a little girl who has all these friends, but then in the film we realize that the little girl she's talking to fairies. Is that?
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, so this is a movie I've been like writing and like going around because, yeah, I mean, socializing, like again, I came here and then I went from having like all these friends like that were like basically like my cushion, to like being like very like isolated, and I feel like that was good in a way, like it made me grow up and like know myself better. But then also, yeah, I had this like, oh my God, what is friendship and what am I looking for now that I'm starting from zero? And so I just started writing because I was also going to film school. And I wrote about this story about a girl who, she's like also like in her teenage years. She just left high school. She's going to be at college, but she's very lonely. And then she just like makes a lot of like just random friends that are just like trying to get her drunk and like it's not like the best influence and they're kind of lame. And then like she's just super lonely, and then she wakes up at this like kind of like a bus station like that is like in the park, and also everything is like based on like me walking around things and just like also just getting drunk and having to wait for like the train or the bus in like this like isolated place, and like, oh my God, I wish I really had a friend right now. And so like I wrote this piece where like there's these girls that randomly help her out, but then she thinks like, oh my God, they are so cool and I want to be their friends, and they're kind of like me, you know, when like you kind of see a group of people that kind of like have the same vibe that you have, but you don't even know them, but you kind of like feel them. I feel like that's like a sensitive person quality. And so like she's like kind of vibing with them that way, and then it happens that they are not real, quote unquote, but they exist in another dimension and they are like fairies. And this girl has totally like those qualities of being like fairy-like, but she's like incarnate human, so I think she has to like be here. But now there's this extra layer of her life where she's like, oh my God, I'm kind of like a fairy, and they vibe with me and they are taking care of me. So that's basically, yeah, it's a very like open ending piece of like screenwriting. I'm still haven't like recorded, but it's written, and I hope to do it soon.
That sounds cool. Is it? I don't know. When you were talking about it, I pictured it as like a silent movie. Like there's no lines.
Yeah, I mean there's a few lines, of course, but there's like pretty much is more like a visual, which I really love. Like I've always like have an appreciation for films that are telling you like more like not really like what the dialogue is saying, but more like the images and like the way like the scenes or the shots or like the emotions are being shown through like the way people frame it. So that's definitely a big part of it. Yeah, and then also like the whole based in New York City, but like contemporary New York City, which is very different from like the 80s 90s New York City that was way more like artsy. And I feel like a lot of kids that are like artists right now here in New York wish they had that like more creative like communities, more affordable. And I guess that's part of like the sentiment that this girl has. Yeah.
Yeah. It is really sad how hard it is to make it work in a lot of ways here.
Yeah.
As an artist. But I think it also can create a lot of really resourceful, interesting things.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah. People have to be really creative
Yeah.
or strategic or pick something really specific. I don't know.
Niche.
Yeah.
It's good for the niche, definitely. Because that's
Totally.
something, like if I keep comparing with Ecuador is definitely like, it's good for inspiration, but there's not that many opportunities if you're a very niche person. Like you want to do something more like strange. Yeah, I mean, you could totally do it, but it's not going to like feed you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like I know some friends of friends and they started a screamo band here. And it became like really big. And then they like went to like a festival in Czechoslovakia and stuff. It
Oh my
became,
God,
like,
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess shout out to the band Ulf.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, really cool. All right. Well, should we shift into our call-in segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, yes.
So just a reminder, everyone, you can totally call in or write in. There's a page on my website to do that, and you can also, there's a voicemail line. So we got two voicemails this episode, and we're gonna play the first one.
Hi, Lily's Friend Project. I have a question about friendship. And I guess my question is, what do you do when you know you are in, you are not where you want to be, and you're in a season of just like, I feel like I'm not the person that I want to be. And I think that in return, it just kind of hinders you from being the friend that you really want to be. How do you handle those periods of life, and how do you get out of that mindset, and so that you can really be there better for the people in your life once you start showing up for yourself? I need help. I need advice. Thank you, Lily Friend Project. Bye.
Hmm. Well, thanks for calling in. That's very sweet, very good question, I think. It's a hard one too, in some ways, I think. And maybe like what I have to say isn't what would work for other people. But I feel like I've been there before. I think we all go through that. So, and I think that the fact that this caller is like already thinking of others, even while they're going through a period where they don't feel like they're their best self, is like already a really beautiful sign that, you know, they have empathy and care for people even when they don't have a lot of internal resources. My personal philosophy on this in my life is like, it's better to accept where you're at and understand that there's certain times in your life where you just will be less available to less people, or and less social. And it's important to accept that and also look at that. Like, if you're going through something and you feel like you can't be yourself while you're going through something around the people in your life, like, that's something to pay attention to, of like, are these people really being supportive? Are these people I can lean on? Are these like really like sustainable relationships? And so, yeah, I think my advice is like, internally, I think this person is getting some messages that they need to care for themselves, and they should just lean into that and understand that the people that are meant to be there will be there. I don't know.
Yeah. What's coming up for me is like a lot of like just having self-compassion and seeing where you're at, because also like sometimes we feel like we have to always be at 100 or like at an 80, the max, like but a constant, and sometimes it's not like that. Like, realistically, we have cycles, and we should be able to like sometimes just like hibernate and like see what's going on with ourselves. Like, we don't have to always be there like the social bright person. And also like having closer friends and feeling comfortable with telling them, like you said, like, you know, I'm not feeling great, and like probably like not like immediately dump on somebody, but just like saying it and being like feeling safe that you can trust the person and tell them like, you know, I'm not feeling great, I'm like feeling dissatisfied, and just like see how that goes. And I feel like that even makes friendships stronger, because then you see like if this person is gonna be there for you when you are not great and when you're not like joyous. And yeah, I feel like it's totally normal. Like, I have definitely had times like that. And yeah, for me it's strange because my variations are like, I can have a day where I feel horrible, and then at night I am like, woo! So like, yeah, I don't have like very intense like depressive moments, but I have pockets during the day that I might just be like a mess. So also like learning what are your rhythms, and like also like nurturing ourselves, because I feel like when we are not feeling satisfied, there's this layer of like probably disconnection to like our spirit and our bodies. So like checking in with your body and seeing like maybe what do I need to do to move this like energy, and like how can I like process this in a different way, and like also trying to break the routine a little bit. And yeah, I mean, yeah, the satisfaction now, and I feel like it's pumped everywhere, like, and amplified through like social media and like I don't know, even like the movies that are coming out now are like wild. So there's a lot of stress, like what's happening like with the world, and like it's just like it's a lot. So there's so many reasons to be dissatisfied, but also like, yeah, just reconnecting and grounding and being like, what's real in my life right now too. That helps a lot, that question of like, yeah, what is truth right now to me, and how can I be true to those feelings. Yeah, so yeah, I think my answer for this is definitely like just root yourself in like self-compassion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I'll say I've had some really beautiful friendship moments when I'm like, you know what, I'm feeling horrible right now. I'm not feeling good. I don't want to be out and about, da 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 da, or I'll like really be honest with a friend or something like that, and it can turn into a beautiful moment of like acceptance. And I think that when you're going through something like that, it's like one of the most healing things that's happened for me is being able to be honest, like in a kind of community or like with a friend, and like feel seen or held by others too, and it not just being like I'm having this feeling that has nothing to do with anyone else, you know, kind of processing it, like Midsommar vibes.
Absolutely, because I feel like that allows to the dynamic to not be as like constraining. And like if you are the person who takes the step and says like, I don't feel great, like I'm going through a hard moment in my life, that gives the chance to the other person to like, you're signaling them that they can also do that. Like in return, if they ever feel bad, like you are there for them.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of like what's understood. I guess there's certain situations where people are like going through like harsher things, and like it's probably different to like, yeah, the dynamic is probably more like extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if we're just talking about just a dissatisfaction or feeling like shitty, yeah, I totally like think it could get like, you know, the bond can become stronger if you are able to like, yeah, voice those things.
Yeah, I think like a really interesting, something interesting with this is like watching Real Housewives. Because on the Real Housewives, they have this really big pressure from like the audience and from culture, I think, to look really like rich and happy and perfect all the time.
And hot.
Yeah, and they like, a lot of them like internally are like, I want to be like perfect, la 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 la. But obviously, naturally, the shows go on for so long, and there's so many women on it, and the women go through so many different things, and there's a lot of times where they can't do that, or like the facade breaks, or like the other women confront them, and they're like, what the hell is going on with this, or why are you with your husband? He sucks, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's actually a really beautiful reflection of how, like, being mirrored in a community can be really helpful.
Yeah.
For you to have, like, acceptance within yourself.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, to this person, I think just being honest and accepting and cultivating, like, self-love. And if you can't cultivate that, I think the best way to get on that track is to try and love others and see beauty in other people too. And I think, you know, but it sucks to feel like you're the bummer in the friend group, for sure.
Yeah.
I've been there.
We've all been there. Yes. Yeah. But it's definitely like, it's just like also a season, and it has to have its natural cycle of like, okay, I'm going back on track. Like how am I, what are the tools that I'm using to come back on track? Like where is the self-compassion coming from? And how can I like root myself more in the present than in like all these expectations? And even like thinking like, are these expectations that I have in for my life, are these like coming from myself, or are these been like implanted on me by like these like crazy systems that are right now kind of like
wackadoodle.
Yeah.
I think also too, like really good friends are people that you can lose contact with for a little bit or not hang out with every day for a little bit. And then once you're feeling better, you come back to them.
Yes.
And you just have to trust
and it's the same. It's like, oh my God, I
Yeah.
feel like I haven't seen you. I have that with my friends in Ecuador, the closest ones. I sometimes don't see them in like 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I go back and it's like, oh, I just feel at home again. Like,
Yeah.
it's chill, and there's like, even though there's a lot of growth that happens when we are distanced, we come back and it's like, oh, this is awesome. But then sometimes there's like the one case that maybe that's just like, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
And we just have to also see that and like honor those relationships and be like, okay,
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bumpier.
yeah.
Yeah. I hope that's helpful.
Yeah.
Should we
have
play
another one.
Should we play the other one?
Yes. Okay, I have a submission from Ecuador and I will translate.
Oli, mi pregunta es, ¿cómo reconocer cuando una amistad que alguna vez fue un espacio seguro ya no acompaña a quien soy hoy? Y cómo poder cerrar esos ciclos de amistad sin desvalorizar lo vivido, honrando todo lo que fue y estando abiertos para construir vínculos más alineados con quien soy hoy.
Okay. Okay, so this question is saying, how can I basically let go of a friendship that is not functioning for me anymore? And how can I do that in a way that honors that relationship, but that is no longer aligned with the person that I am today?
What a toughie. Boy.
Yeah. Has that happened to you?
Yes, for sure. Like, yeah. Or I've had friendships where I just realize kind of the way that the other person maybe like operates, like triggers me or drives me crazy. And like, it's just better for everyone if we become less close or have no contact, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh my God, yeah.
You know, it's like, this is a really toughie, because I think it just involves like a lot of pain. I think you just basically have to let go.
Yeah.
Which is something I really struggle with generally. I hate letting go.
Yeah.
It's really sad and hard, especially
too.
when you love someone a lot and you
Yeah.
can see their good qualities.
Mm-hmm.
But and there's several orientations I think you can take with it. I think my default is just to try and get angry and mad at them in my head, which is not something that I
That happens so much.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's hard not to go there, but I'm working on that for sure. I'm not saying that's the preferred route, but I think something more like, you know, practicing detachment or practicing like thinking of it like loving distance. Like, I love you so much that like, and I'm not seeing
I will always continue
Yeah.
to love you, basically.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now I can't be, you can't be, like, we can't be in each other's lives, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's super harsh because it's also like, at the end of the day, like, this is two different people. So, like, you can have all of these, like, I am still gonna love you, but the other person can just be, like, a resentful piece of shit. And it's like, okay. But then, like, do you have to play the same, like, role? I guess not always.
Yeah.
Because, like, if it's not part of who you are as a person or who you want to be, necessarily, like, there's not this, like, because there's this like untold obligation of like, if the other person is like super hating and like talking shit about me and like being really like gnarly, I have to do the same. But then it's like, not really, because like, and that's what I want to say to these, because I know that sometimes when we are at the point that we have to cut somebody off, it's because they are being really like fucked up.
Yeah.
Especially if it's been a friendship that's being really important and that probably like we've known each other for years, and like then it just like starts getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Then like, if it's like unhealthy, then I like, it's really hard for me to let go. But like, if I had to do it, I'm gonna do it, and it's probably like more painful than like a breakup with like a boyfriend, like
I think
partner,
so.
like romantic. Like,
I think
because,
so. Yeah. It's devastating. It takes a long time to get over it.
Yeah, because with friendships, like, I don't know if like a lot of people are like this, but I personally like see friends as like we're growing all together.
Yeah,
And,
me
like
too. Like, we're in
yeah,
this.
like
Let's go.
daydreaming about it. And then like something happens and it's like, oh fuck. Yeah, I don't know. And then some people could be really nice for like a long time, and then something happens and it's just like, oh. And that happens also like when you start bonding with somebody in such a like intimate like way that like a lot of like their kind of like demons start coming up, and it's like now I have to deal with that because that's like part of like another like your shadow kind of like I'm like the closest people. And I guess that happens also a lot with romantic relationships where there's like the avoidant types or like I don't know, the insecure types and like and it's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes people can go through something and you're like, I can't. This is your journey. I'm not going.
And
I
then
can't.
also like we are in a way kind of responsible sometimes, and I like to like analyze like my past friendship breakups that I had that been like super painful, but then also like, okay, what was my role there? Because I kind of like endure and kind of like was like, this is not bothering me really, and then like it just build and build up, and that happens of like I'm just like start resenting them on my mind.
Yeah.
And I go into my notes app and I'm like typing of like all the reasons of why you're, and then I never send them the message, and then I'm like, I just want to be the mature in the room, but like it's like, oh.
I know.
Yeah, so I am the type of person who now believes that conflict is absolutely necessary, and like I'm like, okay, I need to sit down and kind of like just explain the way that you are making me feel, and more not too much of like judging the other person, of saying like you've changed or like you're like you have really nasty tendencies. I don't know, like any accusations I think should be like off the table, and it should be more of like, these things are making me feel this way. So also like learning how to communicate. But then like if you've already had something like that and it's still like really not working out, then I guess I do believe like we can have a friendship breakup conversation, because I think
that's nice.
But if the other person is not open for that, then like just letting go on your own, I guess, is much more challenging, which I feel like a lot of us have also had those instances.
Yeah. I mean, one time I was super down bad. I had a crush on someone and it was like ruining my life. And basically like it got so bad. And I would do this in the future if I had a really gnarly friend breakup. But I would like visualize like a ribbon tying us both together. And then I would like take out a huge pair of scissors in my mind, and then I would like cut the ribbon over and over and over again. Or I would like visualize us, I would like lay in my bed and put on relaxing music, and then I would visualize us both in a river just floating away from each other. And those were the only things that helped me stop thinking about this person or getting rid of this attachment. So if you're really down bad over a friend, I think that's a good way.
Yeah, that's called cord cutting. Oh my God, yeah, because the energy that is invested and like even like the overthinking about what's happening, that creates this like invisible force that's like just bonding you to this person in this unhealthy way.
Yeah.
So severing those like energetic ties to people sometimes is like just like part of like hygiene. Like this is like my energy body's shower, almost like washing that off.
Totally. And I feel like at a certain point with a friend breakup, you've got to do something like that. Where like you kind of like, it's so important to process and understand how you're feeling and what happened and where you're at with whatever it is you're going through. But I think equally at a certain point, you have to get to a place where you let go and you like really commit to having like a sense of mental discipline and awareness of like what's going on. Because I've noticed within myself, like somehow friendships are really easy to project onto, and if you don't let go of like the attachment or the pain of it or something like that, then it just becomes a place where you put all of your other emotions and stuff like that. So I think like a really important part of the process is like developing mental discipline
Yeah.
and, you know, owning like your side of it, you know, and kind of walking away with wisdom and, you know, walking away. Because I get really caught up. Like, I'm saying that for me, really.
Yeah. Me too. I'm like reflecting so much right now. I feel like having a way to end relationships, like really like maybe like not even involving the other person, but just like what you are doing while you are in that moment of like just like you're allowing yourself to grieve. I guess the other important part of it is like just also maybe asking for forgiveness, because like if something happened, like we are like two people in a relationship, and if something like is just going really bad, it's oftentimes is like not just like one person who's like fucking things up.
Yeah.
And like being able to do that. And I have this practice that I recently started doing where I had this like friendship that was like so promising, and then it all went south and I felt super used, and like I'm like kind of resented about it, like a little bit resentful. So sometimes I'm like thinking about what happened, and then in my head right now, I like my practice of letting go of that is just like being like saying like 3 times, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, and then I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. And I kind of like, so I like detecting those thoughts and then like going into the practice of saying that and just like letting go, because it's hard. Like, especially if you're being wronged. Like,
totally.
Yeah.
I think also it's important to develop like a sensor when you're like going through troubles with friends of like, is this like a relationship ending situation, or is this just like a relationship as we know it ending situation? Do we just need to have more space?
Yeah.
Because I think that there are moments in the past where I've like overreacted or freaked out about a conflict where I'm like, I can't be close to this person because of the way they've dealt with this. But you can a lot of times reroute and just be like, maybe we just need to get into a different groove as friends, and like maybe as like for us in the way that we operate right at this moment, like, oh, instead of like us hanging out every day, we hang out every week or like every month, you know? And like maybe instead of us having one-on-one time, like super intense, we like go and rollerblade together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think being flexible and dynamic with your friends as well, and like trying to workshop it and like figure out where your connection with someone like shines, and not be like judgmental about that.
Yeah, that's important, because sometimes we have the tendency of like, something is off, I don't want to see you ever again, and that can be like devastating for some people too. And I mean, I had the instance of like, I had a very intense friendship. We were seeing each other almost every day, and it was like, oh, it was so intense. And also like, 2 Aries. So it was really crazy. And I wanted to do that because like a lot of gnarly things started coming out from the other person. Like she became super jealous, and like it was just like weird. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna like take distance. And then I noticed they started resenting me because I took distance and we weren't hanging out as much. And they were sending like these like sliding comments like on like the table with more people, and it was kind of like, oh my god, so like that was definitely a friendship that ended. But like at least like I gave it that try of like I need more space and time, and But then I've also had friendships like you mentioned, like we are super close, and then we have a time where like we're doing our own thing, and then we come back again and we're super strong again. So
I think it's good to be flexible, but I do think there are certain situations where it is like, okay, I'm sorry, like this isn't gonna work for me. Like personally, like I had a friendship where I felt like I would communicate boundaries about things, and I had a friend who I like loved so much, but would just not hear me, I felt like, and would just continue to go way past my boundaries again and again and again. In a way that would leave me feeling really used or really like overextended. And so it was like felt like actually really hard to show up and hang out with this person when I felt like I was continuously in an uncomfortable situation and I wasn't being heard. So that was like something that I, for me, realized was like a deal breaker. I think that generally that's like the deal breaker.
Yeah.
You know, like if you have a friend who just won't, doesn't respect your boundaries or like respect what you have to say about what you need, you know.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
me,
that
I
could
think
totally.
that's like always kind of the deal breaker. Or yeah, some like, and I think that's similar to the situation you were talking about where
Yeah.
you're like,
And then also, what if it's like, in this case, because she's saying like, there's like, I had this friendship like where we were like extremely bonded, but somehow it doesn't align with the person I am today. And how do I let it go? Well, not just like cutting it off, but like honoring it. So this is like not too much of like, how do I honor the bond and myself, but more like, how do I honor the other person as I'm doing this? So I want to like respond, like maybe even ask you, what would you do if you were in a situation now with all like the acquired knowledge of like how to be a friend and what you're looking for, and like more knowledge on your own boundaries as well. So how could you like honor this person that now you're letting go?
Yeah, how do I do that? Oof. I think you have to tell them. I think there's like a tendency to think about like compassion or empathy as the expressions of those things as just being extremely positive. But I think it's actually sometimes the most compassionate thing you can do for a friend is to be extremely honest with them about how their actions or words affect you.
Yeah.
Because if it's affecting you like that, chances are it's affecting other people in their life like that. And it's extremely compassionate to reflect that to someone and to give someone the opportunity to change and to adopt like a new way of being that is better for other people. And so I think a way you can honor someone in those situations is really tell them, you know, even if it's really uncomfortable or painful or they get really mad or something. And then honor yourself by removing yourself from the situation, you know.
Have you ever had an experience where you had to do that
Yeah.
in real life?
Yeah. Yeah, it was super uncomfortable and really sad. And I really miss this person. And then it's so funny because I had an experience where there's someone in my life like that. And then just through like fate and time, we were just kind of taken apart. And so I never felt like I ever like, it just never really resolved, and I just was like, okay, this is a new era for me. And then like in the past few years, I've been like pushed together with this person.
Life reunited.
Yeah, and it's like in a super intimate way where I'm like, there's like no way out.
It's meant to be.
And it's like, I just feel like this person never hears me.
Oh my God! Speak of karmic relationships, I feel like.
Oh my God, this is such a karmic. It's like so crazy. And I feel like I don't know what, and this is like something I'm still figuring out. Like I really don't know what to do about it because it's like such a situation. But I guess right now what I feel like that I have to do is, because they continuously don't hear me and like they haven't heard me for so long, is like and at this point when I try and explain it to them, it's like so much emotional work and time and energy, and they don't get it and they just continue to do what they're gonna do.
Have you had the talk already?
So many
talks. Oh my
so
God.
many talks through so many years. It's been yeah. But I also really love this person. So I'm in this like weird process of trying to just detach in certain ways and just like let them be who they are.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
And like understand they're gonna violate my boundaries maybe, but also try to like have better boundaries within myself. So that they don't cross them so much. Like, because I think part of the problem is they'll like be like, and they like
They know how to go through the boundary, right? My God, when they know you so well, it's like, okay, they know you're gonna still be there after they do what they do.
And I'm just like, I love having like a connecting deep talk. I love, like, I will overshare. You know what
Your weak
I mean?
point.
Yeah, and they just really know how to do that. So I think.
So that's the nice part of them, I guess, right? Like that connection, like where you can feel vulnerable because they are also.
No.
Oh my God.
They're not. They're often not vulnerable. It's just me.
No.
So it's like something where I'm having to rework our relationship where I don't overshare when they like push me.
Oh, that sucks. Because then that means you're not really being yourself.
I don't know though. I think that there's a way to be yourself, but be a little more. Like not share your deep dark confessions, you know?
Yeah. Or you have people who you could feel like you can do that, and then there's others where you are like, okay, maybe not, but we're still cool.
No, totally. I feel like that's what I need to do with this person and just like let go of any expectation, because I think I like constantly expect them to be something that they're not.
Yeah.
And that's like honestly my bad at a certain point, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you do this? Have you ever had a situation like this?
I feel that I can only talk about like probably in friendship, yes, but not really. I feel like whenever I had a friend who's not an oversharer and I am, and then like they turn into oversharers with me because they feel like they can do it because I'm doing it. So it's kind of like leading by example.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a case like that. But I don't know why it made me think about like romantic relationships where like in Ecuador people are super toxic. And so like in the romantic relationships, if a guy like looks on the phone of like, I don't know. I had a boyfriend who like went through my phone and like I everybody thought I would do the same, or like I was just like we will have this crazy dynamic, and I was like, no, that's just weird. And then I feel like because he already did that, he started like just doing that, and like it was almost as if like that was his way of like, I don't know, kind of like having control over who I was or what I was doing.
I could never.
And then I'm thinking like when I was talking with people, they will be like, once that happens, there's never a going back. Like you're never gonna like regain that like privacy, because that's always gonna be like like he already did that and he's gonna do it. Even like he might not do it for like a whole year, but he will do it eventually. So I don't know why it made me really think about that. And then this person went on to have like he had a new relationship, and they were known for doing that to each other and like having this crazy drama. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe. I thought like that was definitely one of like my breaking points where I was like, I'm not really that attracted to you anymore because of that. And then and then they went on to do that again. So
I feel like also anyone who like wants to have that level of like oversight or like paranoia, it's like for me, I'm like, I feel like the reason you are so paranoid about me is because you are doing naughty. You're like being bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if you yourself are fine and you have nothing to hide and you're cool, like why would you
be so insecure?
Yeah. I mean, I guess unless you have like past trauma or something where like all your partners have cheated on you or whatever and you're very paranoid. I get it.
But people do that to each other a lot.
Yeah.
Like in the dating scene out there, which is like ew. Yeah, but
right, Gemini Venus could never.
yeah. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, but I don't know. I haven't had something like that where I feel like I'm also like, since I am kind of like in the sensitive lane, I recognize like other sensitives, and I'm able to be much more open with them than with people that are more like in the super outgoing, like kind of like superficial. I'm like cool with them, they're fun, but I also don't feel like I can tell them all my life because I don't know if like they're gonna receive it in the way I'm hoping to be received.
No, for sure. Or like tell other people, or or like kind of put their weird energy on it or something. I don't know. Yeah. God, this. Well, but I feel like you're with like friend breakups and stuff. I feel like someone would have to do a lot for you to completely cut them out.
Yes.
Like I feel like you're extremely flexible.
I have never cut somebody fully out,
and
honestly.
like forgiving. Yeah.
I have always ended things like I am, even like if I can take a whole month of like I'm just so mad at you, but I'm not gonna talk to you, like we're not seeing each other. But then I'm gonna go back and be like, I know we're not connected anymore, but I'm gonna be here if you ever need to, like somebody to talk to or like anything really.
Mm-hmm.
And I have definitely had friendships where we like broke up and then they knew like I don't know. They knew like I wasn't blocking them or I wasn't like doing all this weird shit.
Yeah.
And then they almost like reached out, and so like not fully closing the door to a person, because at the end of the day, like we are humans in like we have our own healing journey and our growth, like, but like closing the door to somebody, I feel like sometimes it's very extreme. Unless there's been something that is really like against your values and you like just really don't fuck with the person they are, then like yeah, but like if it's just like we're not vibing anymore and it's kind of like toxic, then yeah, I don't really believe in like fully closing the door. But I do believe like you can let go of a person, not be as like invested, and not hate them at the same time, which is important.
Yeah, damn. Well, I don't know. I think this has been a good episode.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, me too. Ren, you're a filmmaker.
Yeah.
You're from Ecuador. You're a witch. She's a master Reiki practitioner and intuitive medium. Also, social media guru, website guru.
I do so many
artist
things.
assistant, painter, writer. She's got a children's book coming out in 2026. It's amazing. World traveler, chef.
I love it. Oh my god, I feel like an octopus.
Did I leave anything out?
That's perfect. I'm gonna begin doing psychic readings. My website is ethertoearth.space.com.
Yay! Thank you so much for this, Ren.
Thank you so much. I loved it.
Yay! I'm hoping to do these once a month, so everyone please send in questions, comments, dreams, concerns, feedback. We'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.